I could never have imagined that the man I considered a respectable father would end up having such twisted intentions. I was left in absolute shock when my father placed such an unthinkable condition before me. Hello, friends. My name is Ritika, and I am 20 years old. I have fair skin, a well-maintained figure, and I take good care of my health. In our home, it's just my father, my younger sister, and me. My mother passed away 2 years ago, leaving my father feeling deeply isolated and lonely. Seeing him so grief-stricken broke my heart, so I did everything I possibly could to bring a smile back to his face. As time passed, his behavior slowly began to shift. He started treating me more like a friend than a daughter. We began sharing everything with one another, but there were moments when I caught him looking at me in a way that felt deeply uncomfortable and strange. One day, out of nowhere, he looked at me and asked, "Ritika, do you have a boyfriend?" Panic set in immediately, and I nervously wondered what was going through his head. I quickly replied, "No, Dad, I don't have anyone." He then said, "Ritika, I have grown very fond of you, just like I was of your mother. When I look at you, I feel the exact same connection I used to feel with her." His words left me completely stunned and speechless. Just then, my younger sister walked in and asked our father to accompany her to the market for some household work. After they left, I sat alone, utterly disturbed by what he had said. I began overanalyzing every single look he had given me recently. Exhausted by these troubling thoughts, I didn't even realize when I fell asleep. When I finally woke up, the house was dark and completely empty. My father and sister hadn't returned from the market yet. I went to the bathroom, took a refreshing shower, and shortly after, my father and sister walked back inside. I greeted them, tried to act normal, and began finishing up my daily household chores while my father went out again for work. Throughout the entire day, my father's words kept echoing in my mind. Later at college, one of my close friends noticed my silence and asked, "Hey Ritika, what's wrong? What are you thinking about?" I quickly hid my anxiety and said, "Nothing, Kavita. I'm just lost in thought." Then, trying to distract myself, I asked her, "Kavita, can you tell me how to earn money online? I want to become financially independent." Since our final exams were approaching, Kavita looked at me sternly and said, "Earning money is a serious matter, but we can figure it out." After classes ended, we said our goodbyes and headed to our respective homes. On my way back, I suddenly spotted my father in the market, and my heart sank. He was walking alongside another woman, holding bags and shopping with her. A short while later, I watched in disbelief as they walked toward a nearby hotel. Rage built up inside me. How could he roam around the market with a stranger and waste his hard-earned money like this? Furious, I rushed back home and waited for him to return. I made sure not to utter a single word to my younger sister, so her perception of our father wouldn't be ruined. When my father finally returned home that evening, I walked straight into his room where he was watching television. I confronted him directly. "Dad, who was that woman you were walking with in the market? You shouldn't be wandering around like that. Mom passed away not too long ago. What will society think if they see you?" My father looked at me with cold indifference and snapped, "I will do whatever I want, Ritika. I don't care about anyone. I enjoy spending time with her. It feels right to me. If I don't enjoy my life now, then when will I?" I eventually drifted off to sleep. The next morning, I went to my father's room. I made one last attempt to talk sense into him, but his mind was made up. Realizing there was no other way, I said, "All right, Dad, I accept your condition, but we need to go shopping first." I firmly added, "No outside person must ever find out about this. And after today, you will never be seen with that woman or any other stranger again." He immediately smiled and agreed. "All right, Ritika. From today on, I will do whatever you say." To secure our family's secrecy, I personally went to the woman he had been seeing and firmly told her to stay away from my father for good. Returning home, I went straight to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my sister. Since it was a Sunday, we had no college or work commitments. After my sister and father finished eating, my father and I went out to the market. He bought new clothes for me, a few things for himself, and I selected a beautiful dress for my younger sister. After shopping, we dined at a restaurant and returned home. As night fell, my father looked at me and said, Now it's time to keep your side of the bargain. With a heavy heart, I yielded to his condition and began taking care of all his personal demands. From that day onward, I lived with my father under the dynamic of a husband and wife within the privacy of our house. I catered to his needs, and in return, he focused entirely on home. Everything that was bound to happen in our private lives happened. My father became calm and content, while I forced myself to adapt to the reality of the situation for the sake of survival. His public behavior improved drastically. He stopped wandering around, severed ties with outsiders, and focused solely on going to work and coming straight back home to me. On the surface, our household appeared peaceful and happy. Please do not judge me blindly. I was pushed into a corner where I had to submit to my father's demands to protect what was left of our family. In my eyes, I sacrificed my own feelings because if I hadn't stepped in to contain his impulses, who else would have saved our home from complete destruction? About 5 months later, my hard work paid off when I received an official job offer letter, allowing me to take a major step forward in my career. Today, our family is stable, and my younger sister is thriving without ever knowing the dark sacrifice made behind closed doors. If I hadn't taken control of my father that day, he would have dragged our family through scandal and ruined all 3 of our lives. In our own twisted way, my father and I saved our home, and I'm sure you can understand the rest. So, my dear friends, if you found this story compelling, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Leave a thoughtful comment below to share your thoughts on my story. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Thank you.